I'm going to talk about the normal process of transition. The normal process of transition. One. Involvement. Involvement can sometimes seem so ordinary, so normal, that it's hard to believe that it is a stage in transition. But it's the first stage. It's where we know where we belong, we know where we fit in, and we know how things work. But in transition, the involvement stage ends pretty abruptly. It ends the moment we find out that change is imminent. And we enter the leaving stage. The leaving stage is important to note because we begin to prepare ourselves. Sometimes we don't want it to hurt, so we prepare ourselves in different ways to avoid pain. When we prepare ourselves to avoid pain, we can often lie to ourselves, or we can live in denial of certain things. I think that's one thing important to remember about leaving, is that if you want to leave well, it's very proactive. I'm just going to write leaving well is proactive. We compensate for things we may feel or behaviors we may have, and then we're also going to be very intentional in saying our final goodbyes. And there are exercises that maybe we'll get a chance to go over in future videos for the process of leaving well and saying your goodbyes well. The leaving phase ends the moment we transition. Transition is the actual physical process of getting on a plane, getting in a car, getting on a bus. We are actually moving from point A to point B. And it's actually usually, I think this is actually the shortest phase in the transition process. This ends upon entering. This is the most interesting of phases to me. At the entering stage, it doesn't have a defined ending point quite like the other ones do. It can go on as long as is necessary, which I'll explain to you. But when you look at things like involvement ends the moment you find out about leaving. And leaving ends the moment you actually physically transition. And transition ends almost as quickly as it started when you enter. But entering, it ends the moment you make a decision. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision to enter, to become part of the community. Entering ends the moment you make a decision to be re-involved. If you think these videos can help, please like them. If you would like to see more, subscribe. And if you have thoughts that you can add or things you'd like to see, please leave a comment.